We'll have the latest on new bar and dining options in Madison, plus the latest on the new Prince Museum in Minnesota. That's all up next. Your real estate news starts now. Thank you for watching your real estate news. I'm Stacy Hansen. Here are your headlines. The AC Hotel in downtown Madison has reached construction on its 10th and final floor, keeping it on track for its planned opening this spring. The hotel is located a block from Capitol Square and is owned and operated by North Central Group as part of the AC Marriott Hotel brand. The upscale hotel will have 165 rooms. The Cap Times reports that the 9th and 10th floors of the hotel's public spaces will have views of the state capitol and both Lakes Mendota and Monona. The 9th floor will have indoor and outdoor terraces. The 10th floor will have the main bar and dining area, along with smaller meeting spaces for events or private dining. The North Central Group recently announced that its local restaurant partner for the hotel will be Ino Vino, a Middleton wine bar. The Food Fight Group has opened a new Everly restaurant in the site of the old Bluefees on Monroe Street in Madison. The group spokesperson told the Wisconsin State Journal that Everly is California-inspired and casual with vegetable-forward dishes and responsibly sourced meats. Sandwiches, salads, a limited number of entrees, and pasta will be on the menu. Some of the pastas can even be made from buckwheat for those who are looking for gluten-free options. Everly will also have an indoor-outdoor bar with glass doors that open up to face the open-air dining area. An additional 35-seat area will be available in the covered dining portion, according to the Journal. Prince's Paisley Park Palace is now officially a museum. Reps of Paisley Park and Prince's estate announced that the complex has permanently opened its doors as a museum after receiving approval from the City Council of Chanhassen, Minnesota. Tours of the museum have already started, and tickets for the remaining dates of 2016 are on sale at www.officialpaisleypark.com. Tour dates for 2017 are expected to go on sale in mid-November. Early purchase general admission tickets are currently going for $38.50. A VIP experience ticket is currently selling for $100, and it includes a guided tour and the chance to view extra rooms and additional Prince artifacts. All tours include the main floor of Paisley Park with Prince's recording and mixing studios, rehearsal rooms, a soundstage, and Prince's private NPG music club. Visit the museum's website for more information. Organizers expect it to draw up to 600,000 visitors every year. Don't go away. We'll have more real estate news right after the break. Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Kirsten Goggin with Century 21. Welcome back, Kirsten. Great to see you again.
Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Busy as always.
And since you're kind of an expert at this whole real estate game here, I wanted to get your advice on some apps that are available out there for homeowners, because it can be a bit confusing for people sometimes.
Absolutely. And there's just some really cool ones that people don't have any idea exist. So I wanted to go over some of my favorite must-have apps for homeowners. The first one would be the Nextdoor app. This is awesome, and I recently just stumbled across it myself. It's a social network. It's private though, for your neighborhood. So everyone is verified, so it's safe and everything, but it's just a really cool way to connect, stay updated for like urgent alerts. So like if somebody finds a dog or a cat, or they see they've lost a dog or a cat, or I think one in my neighborhood, they saw some coyotes or something. It's an easy way to get that information out to just your local neighborhood and friends. Get to know people too if you want, or you can just check in for updates. But it also has classifieds if you're wanting to sell things or you're having a garage sale. You can it's got so the classifieds. It also has a section where you can recommend certain people for projects, or snow removal, all that kind of great stuff. So it's really neat.
And so Nextdoor sounds like a good one for people. What about Home Advisor? I hear about that one sometimes.
Home Advisor, yeah. So I was a Angie's List person forever, because I get asked all the time, for recommendations after somebody moves in and they need an electrician or a plumber. And sometimes I have people that I have personally used and recommended, and I pass that information on, but sometimes I just haven't had to use a structural engineer or something like that.
Right.
So then I myself, if I don't have a personal recommendation, I want to make sure I'm passing on information of somebody that has good reviews and has a good reputation. So I'd use Angie's List, but it was expensive. Stumbled across Home Advisor. It's free and it gives lots of reviews. I have an investment property in Florida and the water softener went out, and I was able to find a local contractor, and he did it same day, and the app was free. So I'm kind of moving on over to Home Advisor. So that's another really, really good one.
Yeah, definitely check that one out. That's a good one for people. What about House?
Houzz, Houzz. So this app is super, super cool. It's kind of like Pinterest, but just for homes. It's really neat, even if it's just fun to go through and see some of the incredible, beautiful properties that people have. But it's awesome if you're thinking of maybe remodeling or decorating a room, just to get ideas. So you can go through, it's got, whole houses, but it's also got, kitchens, bathrooms, that sort of thing. You can save the photos that you like to your account. You can also find contractors. So if you just liked the way that it was done and you want them to do it at your house, it'll tell you who the builder and or construction company that did the work was. And then they also have little green tags sometimes, because it's really cool look for like unique lighting or furniture, things like that. So you can click right on the little price tag and it will bring you to the product where you can purchase it. And sometimes they have some really great discounts as well.
That's definitely a cool one to check out. Well, thanks so much, Kirsten.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Andrew Kimball. He's the owner of Kimball Realtors. So welcome, Andrew. How's the market in the Wisconsin Dells?
It's getting a little quieter now that we've hit November. It's got a little quieter, but I think part of that is that there's not a lot of inventory on the market. We've got buyers calling us every day, so if sellers still want to get on the market, it's still a good time. Buyers still are out there looking.
Yeah, it's definitely still a good time to continue into the fall, like you said. So tell us more about Kimball Realtors. Tell us about the agents that you have working for you.
Sure. One of the things we're very proud of with Kimball Realtors is that we let our agents specialize in the areas and types of properties that they like to sell. For example, Jennifer specializes in the Castle Rock Lake area. She'll specialize in single family homes and vacation homes, and she also specializes in condominiums on Lake Delton. We have Bob, who is actually a retired military, and so he likes to work with veterans, and he works in the Christmas Mountain Golf Estates area as well as the Wisconsin Dells area, and also working with veterans is one of his specialties. And Lori is a Chicago girl. Her family actually had a real estate company as she was growing up in Chicago, and she's got the mentality of, I want everything done yesterday already. And so the Chicago buyers and sellers tend to gravitate towards her. And so we have a lot of workers that work with her. The Chicago buyers are her specialty, but she does a lot of vacation homes, luxury homes, and condominiums as well.
You've got a really good mix there. It sounds like you can really serve a wide variety of people really well. Do your agents have their own websites that people can look at?
Yes. So in addition to their own profile on our main website, WisconsinDellsHomesForSale.com, Bob has WeLoveChristmasMountain.com. He also has WisconsinDroneHomes.com because he's one of the few realtors that has an FAA exemption for legally using his drone. And Jennifer also has Castle Rock Lake Area Homes.com, and Lori has Wisconsin Dells Real Estate Biz also.
So how do we go about contacting them, one of your agents, if someone sees that someone's already going to be a match for them?
Sure. The best way would be to look at our website, WisconsinDellsHomesForSale.com. On the About Us page, it'll have a bio of each one of our realtors and also their email address and their phone numbers to get a hold of them. So just go to WisconsinDellsHomesForSale.com.
Okay, and very quickly, just a couple seconds left. Should people do a phone interview with an agent before they start working with them?
I think so. It's very important to get a good rapport with the agent that you're going to work with. And so interviewing an agent is a really good idea, just to get a rapport with the agent that you're going to be working with.
Definitely good advice. Well, thanks so much, Andrew. Good to see you again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Kate Paulus. She's from Bella Domicile. Thanks for coming, Kate.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So I wanted to talk fixer-uppers today because that's kind of a hot topic. A lot of people are buying fixer-uppers or flipping homes. Would you say it's a good financial decision from a remodeling standpoint?
Yes, and now is the time to buy a fixer-upper. The question is going to be on the condition of the home, the purchase price. There's a lot of factors that are involved with it, but there's some great fixer-uppers out there on the market right now. Look at the neighborhood, look at the price, and see if it's the right one for you.
So it could be a great decision. How do you help at Bella Domicile with these?
Yes, so when you're looking at buying a fixer-upper, the best thing you can do is have Bella Domicile come out there to the home before you purchase it. We can do an initial assessment of the inside, the interior of the home, and see what kind of budget you're looking at for putting into the space.
So if somebody maybe has a more limited budget or they're just looking to do a few rooms, what rooms would you say are the most important to consider remodeling if you've got a fixer-upper?
Yes, and that's a great question we receive all the time. The best rooms you can look at, the most return on investment you'll see right away is going to be the kitchen and the master suite.
Okay, so I can see definitely why you would say the kitchen. Why the master suite? Is it because you spend more time there, or why do you say that?
Yeah, and usually the homeowners, they want kind of a little oasis, their little separate area of the home where they can really relax and make it their own. So having that master suite, having an ensuite bathroom attached to that master suite, that's what they're really looking for.
What about the bathrooms? Do you see people remodeling those a lot of times in those fixer-uppers?
Yes, we are doing bathrooms constantly. I'd say right up there with kitchens. It's going to be the amount of bathrooms we're doing every year. Bathrooms from hall bathrooms for a little freshen up remodel, all the way to extreme master bathrooms that are the size of kitchens often. So it just depends on how many bathrooms are in there and what we can do to the space to help out.
So it sounds like you can really do, if somebody's just looking for kind of like a little facelift or a complete redo, you do both.
Yes, exactly.
So if somebody has decided to purchase the fixer-upper, how do they contact you, or what do they do first? Do they have to already have a sense of what they want, or do you take them from that first step?
No, I mean, we have clients that absolutely cannot determine on a style. They don't know if they have a style, and so our involvement starts from the beginning. We'll walk you through the fixer-upper and ask some questions and kind of do some interviewing to see what style you like, what it is about the fixer-upper that drew you to this house in the first place, and how we can make that even better and how we can make that stand out for you.
I know that I would feel already, just from talking to you, more comfortable buying a fixer-upper knowing that I had professional assistance with getting it the way that I wanted it to.
Yes, and it's a fun process. It's not often that someone gets to renovate and do a fixer-upper, and so we want to be there, right, holding your hand and helping you every step of the way.
And you get exactly what you want. Well, thanks so much, Kate, for coming by.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Vanessa Flores. She's with Lake Point Realty. Welcome, Vanessa. So you're filling in for Rob today. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Sir, so I know you guys typically like to highlight a neighborhood that you're working in right now. Where are your buyers interested in looking at right now?
Well, I've seen an increase of interest in the Hawthorne area. It's conveniently located by Obrick Park, the bike path, Atwood and Willie Street. So you're getting a very bikeable, walkable location at an affordable price. So I've seen a lot of buyers' interest in that area.
And that is really a great neighborhood to live in. Now, I'm sure you're always looking for listings. If somebody's looking to list with you, where do they start?
Well, the best way to get started is to contact a realtor to discuss the value of your home in this market. At Lake Point Realty, we have no obligation, zero pressure listing consults. So I will actually sit down and meet with you to go over comparables in your area and figure out the value of your home. So we will discuss that together and go from there.
Any tips for sellers when they're getting ready to list? Because you've pretty much seen it all at this point.
Yeah, so sellers should know that they want their home to be ready for buyers to come through. So that will be decluttering, cleaning, making sure that you have great curb appeal, as well as if there's any home improvement projects that you haven't gotten done yet, you should go ahead and do that. If there's any major concerns with your home, you want to address that before you list as well.
Good advice. Now let's go to the flip side. What about home buyers? Do you have any advice for them as they're beginning to purchase a new home, maybe even for first-time buyers?
Yeah, I do. So talk to a lender, get pre-approved, find out what price range you are in and what you feel comfortable with. Once you do that, find a realtor that you have good communication with, that you get along with, easy to talk to, and help them and have them help you figure out your needs versus wants, because that's often two things that people have a hard time distinguishing, and then start your home buying process.
And as their realtor, you're there to help. So what are some of the ways that you're helping buyers and sellers through this process?
Sure. As a realtor, what I do for my clients is negotiate on their behalf, protect their best interest, and help them navigate through this process. So my job is to make sure that their transaction goes as smoothly as possible, because sometimes it can get hectic and a little stressful, and I'm there to help.
Absolutely, and so great to have you on their side. Well, thanks, Vanessa, for stopping by today.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Georgie Schwant, owner of Incredible Windows. Welcome, Georgie. Great to have you here.
Thanks, Stacy.
So nice to meet you. So let's talk a little bit about windows and just improving their home in general. What can a homeowner do to improve their chances of selling a home?
Well, first of all, my business is Incredible Windows, but I have a background in real estate as well, so I've had a lot of experience in that area as well. I think that the person thinking about selling their home, first of all, needs to think about decluttering and hiring a stager. And sometimes that is a little bit out of the comfort zone, but yet it can help a lot with the sale of the home. I actually work with customers who are thinking about selling their homes and improving their window treatments, because that makes a first impression many times when someone walks into the home, Stacy.
Yeah, I'd believe that, because it's such a large area on the wall of your home, and it is one of the first things you see
It
right
really
on your
is.
sightline.
And, you know, there's so many things that people put on windows that are not attractive, and if they can do something to make that window even more attractive to enhance their home, it will really help the first impression of the buyer. The other thing is, with windows, be sure that they're clean when you're showing your house. But
yeah,
so yeah, that makes a huge difference too.
And it seems like that's an easy thing to overlook too, not cleaning your windows.
True.
You see everything else, but you miss that.
That's right.
So what specific things can people do to update their window treatments?
Well, you know, like I said, I've worked with people who are thinking of selling their homes, and they just say to me, oh, I should have done this years ago, so now I'm going to do it. So there's some things that are pretty affordable that can be added, that, you know, they don't have to put tons of money in their windows, but it would be a nice cleaner look. They could do a honeycomb, they could do a roller, they could do wood blinds. All those are pretty affordable, and they just make a nice crisp look for the home.
I bet you're seeing some people come back in their new home and having you work with them again, because
Actually, that just happened
they
this
want
fall.
to enjoy it. I would definitely believe
Yeah,
it.
indeed.
So before we go, what are some of the trends you're seeing in window treatments?
Well, first of all, we do see a lot of rollers, and we sell a lot of honeycombs just for the energy efficiency. But the biggest trend that we're seeing is Power View. I sell Hunter Douglas blinds and Power View. That's where they're battery operated, but it's just wonderful because you can operate it from an app, you can operate it from a tablet, you can operate it from a remote, and it's just pretty darn slick.
Yeah, that's really cool, and it's funny how it just seems like a lot of the things in home are going towards the more automated things and in smart homes.
That's
and
right.
Things you can do from your
And
phone.
many of our consumers who are looking for new things in their homes, they like those bells and whistles.
Yeah,
You know, to work with their.
those bells and whistles might
That's
be
right.
the thing that
They
puts you
really-
over the top.
That's right. That might make you stand out with your home more than somebody else. So.
Well, thanks so much, Georgie.
My
It was a
pleasure.
pleasure. Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Eric Hobenschild. He's the branch manager at Pacific Union Financial. Welcome, Eric. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about buying that new home. Always an exciting topic for people. Where do you start? Where do you recommend?
So that's a good question. Buying a home can be a daunting process. You know, regardless if you're spending $80,000 or $500,000, it's a lot of money, and it's a big financial decision. So, you know, the best place to start is to talk to a lender and see what you're pre-approved for. Just because you're pre-approved for a dollar amount doesn't mean you have to spend that dollar. But you kind of want to know what you're pre-approved for, get an idea of what the payments are going to be on that size of a mortgage. You know, so you can decide if you know, you're comfortable with that level. You know, the lender can also help you decide what program makes the most financial sense for your situation. There's a lot of different kinds of programs out there, and you know, you only deal with buying a home probably a couple times in your life, and so it's not like you're dealing with that stuff on a day-to-day basis. So, you really need a lender to help you decide what program makes the most sense for your situation, so that you can put yourself in the best situation possible.
So let's say you find that dream home, you put an offer on it, you get your offer accepted, which is a great feeling. Now what do you do?
So great question. So really at that point, previous to that, when I did the pre-approval for you, I'm really kind of sitting in the sidelines, waiting for you to find that perfect home. Once you've found that home and the offer's accepted, at that point my job really starts. So at that point what we do is we again discuss the different programs that are available for you. We decide what program makes the most sense, and at that point I send your disclosures out to you. Once you receive those, there's going to be a whole laundry list of items that I'm going to need from you to get back to me so that we can get your file in underwriting and get the appraisal ordered and the title work ordered, etc. During the same process, you're going to be getting a home inspection done, which is a smart thing to do so that you know what you're getting yourself into. If there's a huge issue with the foundation or a leaking roof, these are things that you want to know. That could cost you thousands of dollars after you buy. So you really want to go into this whole process with your eyes wide open. While your file is in the underwriting process, it's kind of a waiting game for you. And what the lender's job is to really help guide you through that process and try to make what is typically a pretty stressful situation at least as unstressful as possible.
What about other costs that people might have other than the down payment?
That's a good question. So there's obviously the down payment that's involved, depending on the loan program, but there's going to be some hard costs to the loan. Hard costs are things like the appraisal, the title work, the underwriting and processing fees, etc. But then there's also the establishment of your escrow account. We're going to set aside a couple months worth of taxes and a couple months of insurance in an escrow account so that we can take care of those for you as they come due. So, closing costs can range from $0 all the way on up. I try to keep that total right in that $3,000 bucket. Can be a little bit less, can be a little bit more, just depending on what option you elect to go on.
Definitely something to think about. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, Eric.
I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Special thanks to our guests for stopping by today and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to join us again next week. I'm Stacey Hansen for the Real Estate News, making a positive impact and leading the real estate market.